Luke chapter 2 and verse 1 begins characteristically. Luke loves in his writings to give us times and seasons and dates, particularly hung upon the apparatus of when world leaders, particular world leaders and governors, were in power. Here he's choosing the Roman emperor. In those days, Caesar Augustus issued a decree that a census should be taken of the entire Roman world. And Luke loves to mention governors. Now we find Quirinius, governor of Syria, in verse 2. Verse 3, and everyone went to his own town to register. So, like the Nativity play of old, everyone sort of had to go back to where they started in order to be counted. So Joseph also went up from the town of Nazareth in Galilee to Judea, to Bethlehem, the town of David, because he belonged to the house and line of David. Now this is extraordinary, because what's happening is that prophecy is being fulfilled. The prophet has said, "Oh, Bethlehem, out of you will come one who will shepherd Israel." But here we see that the prophecy of Micah is being fulfilled through the agency of the secular authorities. God is totally in control. He went there to register with Mary, who was pledged to be married to him, verse 5, and was expecting a child. While they were there, so they've shown up, they have connected with all of their family, so they're not on their own, because all of their family also would be there. The time came for the baby to be born. And she gave birth to her firstborn, a son. She wrapped him in cloths and placed him in a manger, because there was no room for them in the inn. Now this is a fascinating little piece of the Bible as well. Now here's where we might spoil a bit of the Nativity play and a bit of the Christmas tradition. This word inn, kataluma in Greek, means the guest room. There was no room for them in the guest room. Now traditionally, this has been ascribed to an inn, a sort of a hotel. There was no room. They had to find a stable. So you have this whole bit of dialogue set up, don't you, in the classic Nativity, where the innkeeper says, "Well, I feel sorry for you. I see you're pregnant. You can go round the back and have the baby in my barn." But I want you to notice that in the actual Bible, there's no innkeeper. There's no dialogue on the doorstep of a packed out hotel. All it says is that there was no room for them in the guest room, which might mean an inn, or it might simply mean that all the family had shown up to such a point that the guest room that Mary and Joseph was in was either occupied or they were occupying it, and there was just no room for a baby as well. And it is possible that there was a manger that was either inside the property itself, or more likely outside, normally in some sort of cave as well. I mean, it could well be a sort of a hole in the rock, or the classic stable that we see on the Christmas cards. But the likelihood, when all of the family are arriving in Bethlehem for this census, the likelihood that within their culture they would not have opened up their homes for their family, that's much stronger than the idea that Mary and Joseph went looking for a hotel. The thing that is fulfilled, and the thing that the angel is about to pick up on, is that he is lying in a manger, wrapped in these cloths. The manger is the feeding trough, isn't it, of animals, because there was no room in the guest room, whatever that might have been.